Shoalts. I'm a Brock University graduate. I graduated in 2009. Well, it's certainly true that the whole world has been mapped, but it actually hasn't all been explored. A lot of that mapping, particularly in our country, Canada, in the north, took place using airplanes, aerial photography, which means that vast areas of northern Canada were never actually surveyed and mapped from on the ground before. So at least as far as recorded history goes, there's still unexplored territory, there's still new species being discovered. Just last year in Brazil, a team of scientists discovered a new species of monkey. There's lots of new exciting archaeology discoveries, shipwrecks and things being made. So there's still lots of hidden places in the world still yielding up their secrets to explorers. My most recent major expedition was to an unnamed river near Hudson's Bay in northern Canada, and it was sponsored by the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. I did it this past summer with one other person, and it didn't go exactly according to plan. My expedition partner actually quit on me after about 10 days in the wilderness, and he called in a float plane to take him back to civilization, so I had to continue on alone, which wasn't part of the original plan. But it was pretty exciting, and now my proposal to officially name the river that I explored is before the Geographical Names Board, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they approve my name for the river that I explored. The name that I proposed is actually the Little Owl River, because one day when I was going up this river against the flow of the current, dragging my canoe behind me, it was in the middle of the day, an owl flew overhead in broad daylight, which was a bit odd. It was a hawk owl, but that gave me the idea of calling the river the Little Owl River. We already have lots of beaver creeks and clear lakes, so I thought, owl, that's a bit different, something interesting. Well, I've always just had sort of a fascination with the world around me, an intellectual curiosity, a desire to sort of know what's on the other side of the hill, to learn more and to find things. I've always liked wildlife and the outdoors, and just really curious about the world around me and to finding new things. Love adventure. My book, Sense of Adventure, I wrote that actually about my first major expedition that I did with my friend Wes Crow. We were just fresh out of high school, we just graduated. It was the summer of 2004, and we set off to explore the most obscure river that we could get to on our limited shoestring budget. That was in Ontario's far northwest, and we did this expedition. We explored the river, and then you're not a real explorer until you actually share your findings with a wider public. You have to disseminate that information somehow. So it had always been an ambition of mine to write a book, and I did that, and it was published in 2006. So it's sort of a first-hand account of our big expedition. It's kind of funny, if nothing else. Comedy of errors, you might say. I remember spending a lot of time on the 9th floor of the library looking at the explorers' accounts, reading the old journals from explorers and tales of their exploits in the wilderness, and getting fired up for the summer to go out on my own expeditions. So I remember a lot of time in the library, because nowadays actually if you want to be an explorer you have to put in the research, because if not you'll just end up doing something that's been done before. You'll go down a river that was already explored, so you have to actually be well versed in the history of exploration before you can come up with an original idea, something that hasn't been done before. Well, I have a lot of expeditions up my sleeves. This coming April I'm probably going to be heading out to British Columbia to what's known as the Great Bear Rainforest. It's the largest intact temperate rainforest left in the world, and I want to go out there and explore for Aboriginal petroglyphs. Petroglyphs are rock carvings, and this is part of my PhD research in the history of explorers and mythical creatures and things. So I'm hoping to find some new petroglyphs in British Columbia up near the Alaskan Panhandle. And then I have more expeditions planned for the Arctic and Labrador and places like that. The regular. Well, you can check out my website, adamshoalts.com, and lots of pictures from my adventures, video footage, and different things, writing magazine stories. So adamshoalts.com.